Warner Earhart said that all change is linguistic. It's simple, but it's true. All change comes from the words that we say to ourselves. The words that we say to ourselves compound and add up over time. We keep saying the same words every day through habit, and then we get the things that we want or don't want. And usually it's because we're saying things that we don't want. So if you think about that, every thought that you have compounds. It keeps adding up and stacking up and stacking up, and it's an investment in your future self. So if you're investing in your future self, but yet you're saying things that you fear, doubt, and worry about, then that's going to cause you to have a future that you don't like. So you have to realize that your thoughts are becoming things. And Dr. Joseph Murphy said that we become what we think about, whether we like it or not, and that we create our lives because of the things we believe in. He also said that what we think and feel we create, and we create what we believe. So we're creating a life that we either want or don't want through our thoughts. And we can become intentional. There's a psychological term called Attentional Blindness. And that is all about giving our attention to the wrong things. I think we have a mental blindness. So we say things, we think things, we look at things that are not of value to us, especially in the media, and we take this information in, and then we create a perception of what life looks like for us, or what it can look like for us. We predict it. We're actually predicting all the time. Our habits are predictions of our future. In Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about our habits being predictions. We are predicting our future all the time just through our habits alone. Our habits are not something that we're just doing. It's because we are predicting our future and we're looking to feel better. And so we will say words to ourselves, or we will think things like, oh, I need to go and eat something now, or I want to have a snack or something. And meanwhile, it's not that you needed a snack or you needed to eat because you were hungry or you needed to nourish your body. It's because you weren't feeling good. You wanted a change of state. And because you wanted a change of state, you went and ate something. And that's how we're being blind, because we're not realizing the words that we're saying to ourselves. I mean, if somebody were to follow you around all day and write down every single thought that you had, then you would realize how your thoughts are creating your life and your circumstances, and how you can control that. So you have much more control than you think, because like Warner said, that all change happens because of the words we say to ourselves, because of linguistics. So if we are going to take control over what goes on in our lives, then we have to get intentional and be intentional every single day. When our feet hit the floor, we should do what they teach in the book Tiny Habits. We should say, today is an amazing day, or this is going to be an amazing day, or I'm looking forward to today. And we should project outwards. That's generative language. That's looking forward to the future. We're generating our potential. You think about a nuclear plant or an energy plant, it doesn't create energy, it generates it. It doesn't have it, it generates it. So if you're going to generate the energy and the potential for your life, then you have to do that with the words that you say, the thoughts you think. And the more that you get in control of that, the more you will see things happening. You will see the evidence showing up for you. And then you will tell the stories about how things worked out for you and how miraculous things were. And meanwhile, it started with your thoughts. It started with the things you were thinking about, talking about what you wanted, what that looked like, what that would feel like, and you start moving towards it. Any great invention out there started with a thought. It all did. You know, like we would say that a smartphone today, where did that begin? Well, it wasn't a smartphone initially, but it was let's say a flip phone. And you would say, well, where did flip phones come from? Well, if you look back at television and you look at Star Trek, they had a communicator, and it was literally a flip phone. And it was just a unique version of a walkie-talkie. but that was the first flip phone, and then the flip phone developed into a more flatter device with keys on it, and like a BlackBerry, and then it kept evolving to the point now where you just have a screen, touch screen, and that's what we're working with today. So it all started with a thought. It all started with some sort of intention and some sort of outcome that we wanted. And it was linguistic. It was internal language. It might be an external language. As soon as we take something, an idea, and we internalize it, and we internalize it enough, and we write about it and think about it, and then we go out to the world and we say, well, I have this great idea. I have this great concept I want to share with you. And you start sharing with other people, then you give it more power, then they give it power, and they start believing in you, and then it starts to evolve and grow. Just like writing a book. When I wrote my first book, I was inspired. I was in Dallas, I was at an event, and I got really excited and inspired about sharing this information that I had. And I came home, and for 3 weeks I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And the book is not very long, it's only 10,000 words, but that book, Living the Life of Your Dreams, was born rapidly. Why? Because I got excited, I was in an event, I was learning things, I was meeting people, and I had this idea that I had to share with the world. I wanted people to reverse engineer their lives and have a model around it, which I call the Fave 5, which is faith, family, friends, fitness, and finances. Those 5, faith, family, friends, fitness, and finances, living by those standards. And so I put them together into this book, Reverse Engineering Your Life from Death Backwards, with the Fave 5s, and then you have a system, and there was a system in the book as well that you can apply so that you can measure your performance and look for the evidence and get the things you want and feel good and move forward. So these are the kinds of things that you can do. Your thoughts matter. They matter so much, to the extent that if you're not careful about what you think, you will get something, whether you like it or not. That's what Wayne Dyer said. Whether you like it or not, you're going to get the things that you think about. It's going to manifest. It's going to come about, no matter what. That's what it's all about. And it doesn't matter whether it's the simplest thing about going to a restaurant, or if it's a big thing about writing a book or launching a program or a new idea or business. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you are thinking the thoughts and putting the time and attention to move it forward, then it's going to grow. It's going to expand. It will compound. Just like your investments can compound. When you make an investment in a stock or company, you want it to grow. That's what you're doing here. You want something to grow, so you're going to make investments. How do you deposit investments? With your thoughts, with your words, with the things you say, with the things you do. You're not going to do things unless you had a thought about it, unless you had some emotions about it. That's the way it works. I learned a great system from Bob Proctor, and it's you start by writing. You write. Writing will cause you to think. Thinking will cause you to feel. Feeling will cause you to take action. Action will lead to reaction. And then you will start writing again. You will write about that experience, and you'll keep writing about it and building it and compounding it, and it'll build into a nice, glorious story. And then there will come a day in the future when you're sharing that story. You're looking back, you're connecting the dots, and you're realizing, wow, the thoughts I had, the things I did, the people I met, the actions I took, the opportunities that came my way, all came about because I had a thought. And because I started to believe in myself. That's what thoughts do. They compound and they add up and they create beliefs. Because you don't believe in yourself initially. You don't believe that you can create something. Did Elon Musk believe that he could create Tesla? Maybe, perhaps, but he also had some real doubts in there, and he had some bad years. And he had some times when he had to sleep on the plant floor and go through some really difficult times. So he did it. He took the action, and he also had thoughts about it being productive and going forward and being confident. But you bounce back and forth. You go from feeling not so good and fearing and doubting and worrying to feeling good and being pumped up, and you keep bouncing back and forth. And as long as you persist and you keep using the words that you need and the thoughts that are going to move you forward, then you will keep moving forward and you'll keep taking action. And then there will come a day when you can look back and connect those dots and realize all the good things that you've done and accomplished and how good that feels. So just remember what Warner Earnhardt said, that all change, all transformation is linguistic, and every thought you think is a deposit towards your future. And if you're not thinking like that and not realizing that, then the future is just going to come at you, and it's going to be based on your past, and you're not going to feel good about it. And that's not a great life. That's not a life worth living and a life worth dying for. And that is what I want for you. So take Warner's idea to heart, put it to work, and check out the link below that I have for you. You can grab my ebook of Living Life Your Dreams, put that into action, and we'll see you on the next video.